purple. His entry was right here. He was playing the 15-minute trade, which is great. He was playing the red moon, the red trend. He got in an entry and actually got in at a very good price point. And then he got caught on this bounce here. Now, he was questioning. He's like, nobody's seen that pump coming, right? So let's take a look here and go back into where he was on the 15-minute and give him a video to review. All right, his entry was right here. This line that we got is 584, right? So as we go back here, we take a look at the entry point. You can see that he has an entry point here. Tons of people talking in here. But yeah, so basically his entry point was right on that level right there that we already have. So his entry point was 584. So right here, but over here, he entered right here, 584. So let's take a closer look. So what he was going off of here was real simple. He had a red moon come in, right? On that red moon, he jumped over to the 5-minute for entry, right? So let's go ahead and mark this down right here so that we know where his entry point is. So I'm going to put an entry point right here. And I'm going to turn this a little bit into yellow, and I'm going to make it a little bit thicker so I know exactly where it is. That's his entry point right there. We're going to go to the 5 minutes. So now let's just take a look at this whole trade from the 15-minute standpoint, right? Because he didn't realize that there was going to be a pump that came in there. Now, another thing is we don't really care about the pumps and things that go on in there because our entire job is to take profits as soon as the percentage hit, right? We're all about percentages, right? So here's his entry. Let's take a look. Red moon, perfect. Volume going down, I like. The 15-minute RSI, though, is already coming to an end. Like if you take a look here, here's your 15-minute moon. Now things lag, which means it's going to be over to this next candle. So see how the RSI is at the bottom? So right there, he was questioning like nobody's seen the jump coming, but the 15-minute RSI was at the bottom. So it has to always pull back no matter what happens. So let's go to the 5-minute to see what we can see where his actual entry point is, right? So he jumps over to the 5-minute. And right here, purple, we can see you're jumping off here. You have a red moon, right? You jump off the 5-minute. Your entry point is literally right here, which is a great entry point. That was phenomenal. 584 is what you said. Now let's take a look at the percentages if you made money here, right? All right, so let's set this up here. First thing we want to do is do a 1% check, right? So if we go right here, set this up to the entry point, and then take a line and just put a line across to see where we're at as far as at the 1% mark. So this is the 1% mark right here. So that would have been purple making 1%, right, off his trade. So we got that. There's the 1%, right? And how do we know it's 1%? This middle box is on his entry line right there. And then his point here is 0.99. So literally 1%. So he hit the 1% mark. Now, guys, we always trade for 1%, right? We do a 50x, right? 50x, right? 50 leverage. You hit 1%, right? That's 50% profits right there. Half of that, if you fail and only get a 0.5%, which is 25% profits, that's where you move your stop loss to as soon as that number's hit, and then you let it run and you keep moving at that pace. So no matter what, you should have hit 25% profits here on a 50x. Now let's see how far you actually did on this pullback. So this entire trade actually pretty solidly hit this little point right here, and that would have gave almost a 2% gain. 50x on 2%, that's 100%. That's 100% gains right there. So entry was perfect. Everything was great. The only thing that you missed, right, is coming into this trade was the fact that the RSIs were bottomed out on the 15 and the 5. And right here, they started to bend up. That is where you close this trade, right? And how you close this trade is real simple, right? Here's your entry point. When you enter on the 15, we always go by a very simple thing, right? What's the thing that we go by? We close the trade when the 3-minute trend goes back to green, right? Now, me personally, I like profit. So if I'm in this trade, I'm always pushing and looking at the 1 minute trend. That's kind of my thing, right? So the 1 minute trend, as soon as the 1 minute trend changes on a 15-minute trade, right? That's kind of where I'm getting out here. So this would be the entry point would be coming in this little zone here. He got into his entry here. And obviously, as soon as we got into an entry, I'm not going to get out of this 1 minute green right at the entry point of this level here. I'm going to roll that out. And then at that point, the next green is where I'm getting out, which would be right in this point here. Well, let's see how that worked out. That's kind of like what I would like to do. So that would be my exit point right in here. That would be my exit point. A little bit higher. We'll just make it right about there. That's a good exit point there. Let's say if you waited until you've seen a 3-minute red moon, right? Let's see what the 3-minute red moon came in. Now let's take a look at this entry here. I want to see where the... All right. Now we all know the RSI is bouncing right here. So that right there is clear as day. The 15-minute is bouncing. Even right here, it came back down. Like here, it came down. And you can see right here, the 15-minute comes down and it starts up right there. That's the end of the trade, right? You enter the trade right here, which the RSI was already moving up, right? So let's say that you waited for the RSI to move up like you're supposed to. That would have put your entry right at your 584 right there. It would have been the same entry, and then you would have wrote it down, and then when the RSI started to pump again, you should have sold right there. So no matter what, this is the exit right here on this RSI, on that 3-minute RSI. I'm like, for me, RSIs are key once you're playing in these, high leverage little movements. But that's the 3-minute. That's kind of how I would have made a trade. I would have got in here on that 3-minute RSI right there. I would have let that pump. Then I would have got in when it was coming down, and then I would have got out when it was going up. I use the 3-minute RSIs to get in and out of my trades. If you hold, sometimes, we hold for the 3-minute trend, which still would have came out over here, which means you probably would have sold a little bit higher. So let's say the trend pops, and that would be right about that level there, right? So at that end of the day, that is still the 1% mark, right? So no matter what, this trade was a 1% winner, which is what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to get you 1%. Then you close the trade with the stop loss set up at the 1% level. So this trade won, right? So if you're using a 10x, even on a 10x, you got 2% out of the trade, which should have triggered 20%. And the rule of thumb is when you get to 20% profits, you set a stop loss at 18, 17, 18%. And then when it gets to 25, you move it to 20. And when it gets to 30, you start to move it up to 22. And when it gets to 40, you move it to 30. And when it gets to 50, you can hold it at 30. And when it gets to 60 or 70, you move it to 50, right? And that's the game. But that trade worked out there, man. The only thing that happened there is just you entered perfect. You played everything right. The only thing you weren't paying attention to were the RSIs. So when you say nobody knew the pump was coming, the 3-minute RSI bottomed out and started headed up, right? So let's take a look here. Let's take a look at the 15-minute. Let's look at this whole trade while we're here. So let's back up. Let's look at the 15-minute. 15-minute RSI. Look at this. 15-minute RSI. Look at that. 15-minute RSI starting to cross, starting to come up. And right here, right once it crosses the red line right there, that's the sell. That's still the 1% mark. All these indicators, if you play it properly, are getting you out at the 1% mark. So let's move this a little bit closer and say, okay, so how do we know, this jump was coming, etc.? I mean, the RSI has to have pullbacks. The RSI has to have pushes, right? You have to watch the RSIs. That's the relative strength index, right? If it's pushing up because people are buying, that's the trigger in there. That's what's happening there. So you have to, that's why we take that initial trade, we grab it, and then what you do is you ride that RSI all the way around, right? And you wait for it to reset, which it does right here, and it breaks down again. And here's another trade that you could have got. Let's see what that trade would have bring you. So this is stuck on 1% here. So if you would have gotten in on this trade right here, bottom of that candle, that would bring you another 1% trade playing off the RSI. And at that point, you go green trend. And at that point, you're in a green trend move. You can rotate over to a long right there. And you're running this entire green trend all the way up. That's pretty much it. Now let's take a look overall. Like what I want to do here. I like going after the simple money trades, right? And understanding. So when you say, I think one of the comments is nobody knew what the jump is right here. So you think the entry is right with the 15-minute red moon. So I closed 10% max. The mistake is I should have closed it after the pump came in. No one was expecting the pump. A majority got liquidated though. Let me show you one of my favorite trades in the world, right? This is the favorite trade. I post this, right? Trade examples, right? Let's go look at it. Trade examples. Let's look at it. It's called the moon, right? Let's see here. Top trade, 4-hour moon color with volume matching, right? A lot of times the 4-hour moon by itself is massive, right? The 4-hour moon by itself is massive. I put with color volume just so that you guys are paying attention to volume, right? As time goes on, you guys will learn more strategies, but this is just to let you focus on always looking for positive volume, negative volume, just to make you aware of stuff. But let's go back and look at H-bar. I guarantee you, like when people say, hey, everyone got liquidated, nobody expected that pump. Let me show you. The indicators already told you the pump was coming, right? So let's go here. Let's take a look at the 2-hour, right? Here's your 2-hour. Where's your trade? All right, here's your trade right here. See this big yellow line? That's your trade, remember? Let's take a look here. What do you have here? You have a 2-hour moon gaining volume. Gaining volume. Look at this moon gaining volume, right? Look at this RSI coming from the bottom. Nobody expected the pump. The RSI is still pumping here. Right here. It comes across, right? Now this I can see where people can look at this RSI and go, all right, man, it's going to dump. But the moon is green. Price action's still going up. Volume is still going up. All right. Now to just clarify, all you have to do is slide to the 4-hour. Let's take a look at the 1-hour just to double check. 1 hour is green, right? Where's the trade? The trade's right here. 1 hour is green. Here's your yellow lines right here. 1 hour is green. The volume dips down right here, right? That's your entry. That's your trade. The buyers come back, right? These are buyers. The green line are buyers. The red line are sellers. The buyers dip. You enter the trade, right? You're getting into this short. The buyers recover and start to buy, and then you start to see they're in positive volume here. It's moving along. There's no red moon on the 1 hour. So why would you not expect a pump? The 15-minute RSI is bouncing and the 1 hour has a green moon and green trend. The 1 hour has a green moon and a green trend. And positive volume. Green moon, green trend, positive volume. You go off the higher time frames. The 1 hour is the example of what is happening. The 1 hour is saying that this is going long, or the 80% of the moves will be stronger to the upside. Why? Green moon, positive volume, green trend. Very easy. So when you enter that short, it was still a green moon, still a positive trend, still high volume. You're supposed to expect all shorts to end quickly because you have a green moon and a green trend on the 1 hour. So how does it go? We look at the 1 hour, then we go to the 15, and we enter on the 5 and we enter on the 5, 3 and the 5. That's simple. The 1 hour says it's going up. So why would you not expect a pump? Now let's get a little bit deeper and say what I like to trade. I like to trade off the 2 hour. Look at the 2 hour. Green 2 hour and a green trend coming in right now. See here, you have a green 2 hour, and what does the 2 hour need, right? What's the trade? What's the trade that we look at? Let me go look back in the Discord. All right, 2 hour green moon needs a 1 hour green trend. Okay, let's go look at this trade real quick. Okay, here's our 2 hour moon, right? Let's make sure we're on the right candles. These are on the hollow candles. Regular candles are all the same, right? I'm not using the Haki Ashi. The Haki Ashi is actually going to trigger this a little bit later, but still okay. All right, so here. 2 hour moon. Let's go back to, let me understand my trade. Let me get myself into the academy. Okay, what is the thing? Top trade. 2 hour green moon needs a 1 hour green trend. Okay, VC. 2 hour green moon. Got it. Needs a 1 hour green trend. Okay, let me go to the 1 hour. As soon as the 1 hour goes green trend, what does that mean? That means I should be going long. So let me dig in here and see where we're at, right? I'm going to put this, there's a little bit of a yellow line. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you why you have to enter on the 15 RSIs and the 5 minutes, right? I'm going to turn this one blue, just so we know that that's the 1 hour green trend, right? Okay. Now, we have our 2 hour green moon. Boom. We need a 1 hour green trend. Boom. We get a green trend. What does that mean for us, right? Let me show you how these trades work, right? Now, let's say if you're watching this really closely, you're a newbie and you don't check your RSIs and you're just like, you know what? I'm 50X. I got a green trend. I'm going in, right? Here's your red candle. It pulls down. Let's just say you enter at the worst pot. Let's just say the green trend is always a lag, which means it would be coming on this candle. You get in the middle of this candle, right? You're a newbie. You're brand new. Let's just say you get in at the worst spot right in here and you ride this up. What does that say, guys? That's 1%, right? So if you did a 50X, you got a 2 hour green moon, you got a 1 hour green trend, you went 50X, boom, 1%, you moved your stop loss to half of that, which is 25%. It went above 1%, you saw the profits, you moved closer to 75 or whatever, 75%, right? Or, you know what I'm saying. So 50% right there, right? You moved in at 25%, put your stop loss. It hit 50%, you moved up to 35, 40%, and it went down on you, and you have successfully hit a 35 or 30 or even a 20% win. So no matter what, even if you did this completely wrong, you still hit 20%, right? Okay, now, that's how easy it is. Green moon needs a green trend, boom, early trade, 1%, we got it. These trades are designed to get high leverage, 1% moves, minimum 0.5% move, which is still 25% profits. That's why we moved the stop loss to 25% profits. As soon as it hits 20, as soon as it hits 25% profits, we go to 20, it goes to 30, we go to 25, it goes to 40, we go to 30, it goes to 50, we go to 40, it goes to 70, we go to 50. Okay, that's it, man. That's how we dance out here, guys. Okay, that trade hit. In and out, bada boom, bada bing, okay? That's it right there. Now, let's say you see that trade manifest and you look at the RSI and you're like, ugh, that RSI hit that green trend right there, but the 1 hour RSI is already coming to a top of it. I'm going to wait. I'm going to let my RSI on the 1 hour cool down. I'm going to let it come down, and then after it comes down and then recrosses, I'm then going to enter the trade. So now you're doing what's called confirmation, 2 hour green moon, which means during this time period, the 2 hour green moon has to stay green, okay? The 1 hour trend has to stay green. All you're doing is you're confirming the RSI to go from the top down, and then when it reverses and recrosses over, you enter. Where would that put you on the next trade? That would be right here, which would be this candle, right? Now let's see what this candle would have done if you would have just been patient and waited for the confirmation to happen like a good boy and girl. And what do we got? 4% VC, 50X, 200% gains, 150 at the worst. This is how you do it, guys. You don't have to make a million trades. You just have to do one trade right. That's it, one at a time. Stop getting into trades. Don't get into a trade. Get into the right trade. When people say post your losses, what law? I mean, I want to be like, you know, when I lose trades, guys, I lose trades by testing theories, right? Like, how long do we hold? Do we do this, right? I go against everything that I teach you guys to see if we can cheat the system. And you know what I find? I can't cheat the system, right? And I'm only doing $5 or $10. Those are my losses. When I'm trading my main accounts, I do not come out of this system. I do not waver. If it takes me 2 days to find one of my trades, I will wait 2 days. That's it. This is not a race to get who's going to do 1,000 trades first. This is a very simple job. My job is to wait for everything to be right and then trade. That is it. And whatever that brings in, it brings in, right? And think of it like this. You work for somebody, right? So you work for VC. VC wants you to follow his system. And when the system's ready to go, he wants you to make trades and close trades like you're supposed to by moving your stop losses. Doesn't matter what it brings in, doesn't matter how it hits, doesn't matter any of that. That's your job. You just clock in, you clock out. If there's a trade, make it. If there's not, wait till the next day. That's it. Does not matter. It's just like just like sitting in any of the jobs. Things are happening, just going along, man. That's all it is. Learn to get disciplined, guys. This is how easy this is. So when you say nobody saw this coming, right? Everyone got liquidated. I'm looking right at it. The indicators told you it was coming. You want to see the ultimate indicator that told you it was coming? This pump was coming. Like right here, you can see it right here. Green moon, green trend, right? Boom, boom. Buyers gaining volume. And then look at this positive touch of volume right here. RSI bouncing up. Let me show you the biggest indicator that showed you that this run was about to happen, right? Let me show you. Here's the run that's about to happen. Go to my favorite time frame, which is 4 hours. The 4 hour time frame, right? It's very simple. Here's the 4 hour time frame. Anytime there's a green moon on the 4 hour, anytime there's a green moon, I go long on a trade. Okay? This is that trade. This moon comes in, the next candle I enter, 4% trade. That's simple. Now the bonus is you enter this trade at 5-6, right? You don't have to get out of this trade until the 15-minute changes color, right? So let's move this over. I'm going to move this blue, right? And I want to show you two different things. I'm using regular candles here. Now, if I use the Haki Nashi, I want to show you this. Regular candles has a green moon right here. The Haki Nashi, which I like to use a lot, right? Because it kind of like, it makes you wait even longer. But here's the Haki Nashi, right? Now, the other candles triggered, let me know that there was a buy here. Switch over to Haki Nashi. Once I get the buy on my regular candles, I switch over to Haki Nashi. And then that gives me the next, as soon as I see that, that's a go, right? Right off this candle here. So now you're in this section here, you're still making money. It's just extra caution and precaution. Use regular candle to get the moon, switch over to Haki Nashi to wait for the next moon to confirm, and then boom, enter, and look at these gains. This is my favorite trade. This is my favorite trade. And look at the RSI. Where's the RSI? At the bottom. Where's the RSI? At the bottom. How many times did I tell you guys, notify us when the 4 hour RSI bottoms? Right here. See it crosses right here? See the cross? Right here it crosses, right? All right, let me move this over. Right here, it crosses. Right here. Look at that RSI cross right there. All right? It's letting you know it's building up volume. And if you know that, then you can go look for green moons. As soon as the green moon hits, boom, you're in and out. Let's go back to the regular candles. Boom. RSI bottoms out right here, right? Comes up. As soon as you see a green moon, boom, you're in. Huge gains. All right, now let's just clear all this other stuff out now that I went over this. Now what I want to do is I just want to look at the gains of the simple trades, the trades that you're actually supposed to be in. All right, the trades that you're actually supposed to be in. Okay. Or how to tell what's coming. That you could tell the pump was coming on that trade all the way. So everyone who got liquidated on there just did not look at the RSI. That was pretty much it. All right, green moon right here. Boom, happens. Boom, trade. There's the move, right? Beautiful. Now let's say we got into this green moon trade, right? Let me put a line here. I'm going to put a blue line right there. Now I'm going to rotate over to the 2 hour because I want to put the 2 hour. I want to see if there's any changes. Nope, I'm going to rotate to the 1 hour. Now see here, the 1 hour has a green trend and a green moon, right? Now if you're holding this trade, let's see where the best place to sell it, just so you can understand where's the best trade to sell this trade. We're in this trade way down here. Where's the best place to close out of this trade? Obviously, after this big pump right here, this would be the best time to close this trade. So what we need to do is go find this candle here, right? The second blue one, and what time frame told us to close that particular trade, or even the taller one, right? So here's your original entry, right? This is where you would enter this time frame right here. Remember the two blue lines? So this is the moon. This is the 4 hour green moon comes in. Green moon on the 15, green trend, you enter. Look how beautiful this is, man. Look how beautiful this is right here. Now the other trade is, this is where when you said to me, nobody, right here, here's your liquidation right here, right? Here's your entry right here. All right, when you said to me, nobody saw that pump coming, everything is showing you that it's a long trade, right? Here's the 4 hour, enter here, right? You could enter that 4 hour and then you would have got out of the 15 minute when the trend goes red, right? When the trend goes red, you get out right there, right? Because if you go to the 5 minute, there's time frames in there that you could play if you're actually paying attention and get in and out of trades. If you want to do more trades, the 5 minute trend puts you in, you ride it all the way up. As soon as the trend goes red, you sell, and then you buy back in, and then you sell again, right? And those are your two trades. Buy in, sell, and at this point, your RSI is literally on its way down right here on the 5 minute. So when you sell here, you would stay out of this trade because now it's a red trend. And when this trend turns green, what do we have? Right? We have a negative RSI heading down with a red moon, and we don't enter on the 5 minute on these. But the best trade here would have been going off of the 4 hour moon and selling when you're getting a 5 minute red trend, right? That's the best one there. When it recovers, you can re-enter on the green, and then that's it. 2 solid trades out of that 4 hour moon, and then you go look for another position, guys, right? Which is basically coming up all through these possibilities here, right? So I hope that helps you out, guys. And then just to reiterate what made this happen right here, this trade that blew up right here, what's happening in this trade right here? Well, I mean, if we take a look, let's go ahead and mark this off. So this was a big runner here on the 5 minutes. So let's put the blue line there. I'm going to make this line orange so I can find it. Let's jump over to the 15 minute. What's making this run? Very simple. 15 minute. Let's go through this trade. 15 minute trend, turn green. Red moon, green trend, hit it, right? But see, remember, we're positive volume. Remember, I keep telling you guys, positive volume, right? Here's your positive volume. Come down here, right? Here's a green moon, green trend, right? Positive volume happens right here. That's your entry right there. You get a red moon, you sell, right? There's your red moon, you get out, right? You wait, green moon, you're in. Come along, red moon, you can get out. Now these trades right here, I don't mind holding these trades right here because, you know, depending on your leverage, like I said, I'm just, you know, it's hard for me to kind of explain how long to hold a trade because I'm always just taking the profits, like the 50% wins. Like it's just my entire goal isn't to try to hold a trade forever. It's just to make those 50% wins because I have a system. It's very simple. If I keep hitting 50% wins, half of that is 25. That means every 4 times I double my money, right? So every 4 days I double my money. So if I only do 1 trade a day, that's the system, right? Now, for me, as I'm trying to understand, like, Where would you hold? Do you push? I mean, what would you do here? I mean, I guess I would come in if I'm getting in here on a green moon, on a green trend, right? I guess the play would be to get out on the 5 minute trend, right? And then go back to the 15. And if it's still showing that it's possible to go up, then I would re-enter as long as everything is showing that it's green, which it was showing. But as soon as you hit those gains, I mean, you're pretty much it. Now, a lot of guys in the 15 minute, sometimes when you get a green 15-minute green trend, a lot of times you're okay to stay in the green trend all the way till the 15-minute goes red, right? And then re-enter once the 15-minute goes green again. And as you can see, those trades are doing very well. But I wouldn't be using a very high leverage on that trade. You know, probably a 30x. Like if you want to run the 15-minute trends, then as long as the volume is positive, like here you have this positive volume, as long as the positive volume's in there, run the 15-minute trends with a 30x, right? That's a system I haven't tested yet. That's a trade I haven't tested yet. And, you know, maybe we'll test that trade out. I haven't tested it yet. Maybe that's another, I mean, these trades, they all make money, but maybe we should do that. I mean, let's do 15-minute trends at 30x. I don't use 30x. You know what I mean? Really good traders use 100x leverage because our entries are flawless. So I'm trying to teach you guys how easy it is to get in a really good entry, make a lot of money, and just get out. So trying to be a trader that's like a retail investor that's holding for whatever reason, it's just hard for me to look at that. But maybe doing a 30x on the 15-minute trend would be something that, you know, we could look at. And maybe, I mean, I'm sure these indicators are solid, so I'm sure it's profitable. I just don't know if that's something I would do. You know what I mean? It's just not something I would do. All right, but yeah, the way this trade came out, man, the trade was perfect. You made money. You just didn't close out, and what you missed was the RSI bouncing, and that's how you knew. Second thing here is we have this 4-hour moon. 4-hour moon's going. Everything's showing green. The 1-hour green is trend. The 1-hour moon is green. This entire trade says it's still pushing. This entire trade says it's going up. So that's why when you go here, we are doing an entire trade where we're entering and we're doing a 75x long on this trade. And we're just going to run this trade out on a 75x, right? And this is just because everything in this trade is still showing that it is in a upward move, right? And that's kind of where we're at here. Until it breaks on, like I said, the 15-minute trend hasn't gone red. We're still green here. We're still fighting. The RSIs are still bouncing on the 15. We overall look at the 1 hour. The 1 hour basically is in the same predicament where it's showing a little bit of weakness, but it is still green. So we should have maybe a little bit of a pullback, but then a push. Looks like it's still running. Take a look at the 2 hour. Let's see where this is running out of steam. 2 hours still green. Just went positive volume on the 2 hour, which means there's plenty of steam left there as well. Go to the 4 hour. The 4 hour is pushing volume here. It's a little bit overbought here. So it's overbought right here. So I mean, we're going to see a slight pullback here, but after that, I mean, it could just go, if there's no sellers and everybody just maintains that they're holding H-bar, which I think they are, then the price is probably just going to go sideways until the RSI is reset. Then you're going to see another move up. But as far as the trade, you did very well. You got in at the right time. The only thing is that you didn't take your profits, man. Hope that helped you guys.